What's going on, guys? Welcome to your another C programming tutorial. This is Ashish from alibrary.n, and in this tutorial I'll be doing something called you see, there was a lot of confusion about PassByValue and PassByRef, so I thought I'll take a tutorial and show you the difference between them. Okay, so now to save time, I've just written down the code, and what this does is I've just prototype a function. It'll just cube a number and it'll take a value of integer. This is an example for PassByValue. I think it's better if I comment it out over here. Now, so what this will do is it will just cube the number. It returns an integer. It'll multiply it the same number by itself. Okay, so cube, we all know, if you multiply it again and again and again, that's 3 times, you'll get the value. So what I've done is I've taken an variable. I've called it num. Okay, and I've initialized it to 5. Then I've printed out that number before it's been modified, before the cube has been taken, and then I've just taken and then I've just called this function. What this will do is it'll multiply it by itself and itself again, so it'll give out the cube, and I'll store that back to this number, so it'll be overwritten, and then finally I'll just print it out. So let me just show you how exactly it is done using paint. So I've just done all the paint stuffs. Now this is, as I said, it's called by value, and this will show what will happen in the main function and what will happen in the call by value function. Okay, now initially when you started, also just see the code. See, initially when you started, the number it's initialized to 5, so the number here will be 5. So then when it is called, when the function is called, this will just jump. Okay, okay, this thing, it'll jump right over here. And yeah, this would show another feature of code block. If you just hit on this minus, it'll minimize all the things. You hit plus, it'll open up again. Yeah, so coming back to this, when you call this function, it'll jump right over here and it'll show you, it'll give you out the value. So at this point, the value of n, that is before the function was called, it was undefined, there was no value for it. But when it was called, the value for this n over here, it'll be 5. Okay, it'll be 5. I'll just, okay, yeah, it'll be 5 after it is called. And when it returns the value of n, it'll still remain 5. Okay, when it returns it, the value of this n, it'll be still 5. Okay, because you're not changing or overwriting the value of n, so n would still stay at 5. And what this would do is this would return the product of these as an integer to the called function, which is inside the main function. So what will happen is this part over here, this will get a value of, say, 125. Okay, 5 cube is 125, and that will be assigned to this number. So now the number will be 125. Okay, so that is how it is done in the PassByValue. But when it returns it, so now when the 125 is returned to the called function, the value of n will again be undefined. Okay, because when it comes out of this loop, the function's loop, it dereferences this value. So that is how it is done. This was PassByValue. Now let's check the same example, cubing example, but we'll do it with PassByRef. Pass it as a reference, you need a pointer, so I'll just put a star over there, and you can leave it just at this much, but I'll just mention the name over here. Okay, I'll just copy it and I'll paste it over here, and then the number is 5, initialized to 5, and then when you pass the value, you should pass the address to the pointer. Okay, so put an ampersand over there. Okay, and now over here what you'll do is you'll have to put name changes, right? So I'll just copy it to save time. So I'll just copy it and paste it. As you all know, the star with the end pointer, it'll just show the value of it, so I'll just multiply the value of it this one, and again this one. Okay, I've left space to show that this is multiplication and this refers to the pointer name. Pointer, right? So this one will be equal to multiplication of all of these. Okay, so let's just build and run it, and you can see the original value is 5 and the value of the number after it comes through this one is 125. What I've done here is I've just prototyped the function. Okay, I've just called it cube by reference, and I've just told it that you'll get an address. Okay, so as I said, if you don't write end pointer, it still works. It is for our reference that we put the same name here and here. Okay, so we all know that this would inform the compiler that it's about to receive an error, so we need the symbol, the star symbol. This is normal initialization of the variable, and we have just printed out the number or the original number, and when this is called, the address is passed to this one, and what this will do is this will dereference that pointer. Okay, it'll dereference. After dereferencing it, it'll just put the value, it'll calculate the value, and we have reassigned the end pointer so that it'll return back this value, the 125 which comes out. It'll return the value. Okay, so it'll dereference it, and the new value will be referenced it to again, it'll be reassigned to it. Now let me just show you what happened over here, and I will just show you through paint. Now what happened over here is in the main function, we all know we have initialized this variable number to 5, and so in the memory location the number will be 5. Okay, and end pointer, it didn't get any value yet, so it'll be undefined. So now in the next step, that is when this function is called, it'll jump over here. Okay, so after the cube by reference receives the call, and before we have actually cubed it, what will happen is this will the call establishes this pointer, so whatever changes will be made in end pointer, it'll just straightly change over here inside the memory of the number. Okay, so that's the main purpose of using call by reference. Okay, it directly changes into the number, and you saw it in the call by value, but number was 5, so we reassigned it to 125 later on. Okay, so now next what will happen over here after it gets cubed, the value over here will be 125. Okay, so after end pointer is cubed and before the program control returns to this main function, what will happen is the pointer, the value we have stored as, it'll get the value of 125, and that'll be referenced to this one. Okay, in technical term, it'll be like, the called function will modify the caller's variable. Okay, the called function will modify the caller's variable, so it changes in the memory location itself. Okay, so guys, I hope I cleared your doubts regarding call by value and call by reference. I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Please don't forget to subscribe, and if you have any doubts regarding it, please leave a comment below. I'll try to do more examples on these call by value and call by reference. Okay, so I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.